The number on my phone screen didn't make sense. $206. I blinked. Refreshed the app. Still $206. My 401k balance. My entire retirement. 23 years of saving. Should have been $94,312. I was sitting in my Fidelity parking lot, about to go inside for a routine appointment, and my hands started shaking so hard I dropped my phone between the seats. When I pulled up the transaction history, my stomach dropped. 17 withdrawals. Over 11 months. 3,000 here. 8,000 there. All going to the same external account. Community First Credit Union. The bank where I'd helped my nephew Carter open his checking account 3 years ago. The same kid I'd raised like my own son had been systematically draining my future, and I'd had no idea. Carter wasn't just my nephew. He was my kid. His mom, my sister Denise, worked doubles at the hospital his whole childhood. His dad was never around. So Carter basically grew up in my house. I taught him to drive, helped him with homework, paid for his first car. When he got into community college, I sat him down at my kitchen table and gave him the talk about financial responsibility. I'd pulled up my Fidelity account on my laptop, showed him how retirement savings worked, compound interest, employer matching, the whole thing. And because I trusted him completely because he was family, I'd logged in right in front of him. Username, password, everything. I never changed it. Why would I? This was Carter. Now I was standing in a Fidelity office while an advisor scrolled through months of theft, and all I could think about was 2 weeks ago. Sunday dinner. He'd hugged me, thanked me for his birthday money, told me he loved me, he'd looked me right in the eye. I called Denise from my car. When I told her, she went silent, then defensive. Not Carter. There's been a mistake. Maybe her account was hacked. Not my son. I forwarded her the transactions. The routing number, the dates. She called back an hour later, crying. She'd confronted him. He'd admitted it. But then came the excuse. He'd needed money, made bad crypto investments, got behind on rent, panicked one night and logged into my account just planning to borrow a little, pay it back before I noticed. But then he needed more and more. It spiraled. He said he was going to pay it all back. He just needed time. I filed a police report that same day. But then his roommate called me. A kid named Josh. And Josh told me what Carter hadn't. The money wasn't for crypto. It was for a girl, Stephanie. Carter's girlfriend of over a year that he'd never introduced to the family. She told him she was starting a boutique clothing business. Needed investment capital. Promised him partnership. Returns. A future. Stephanie had moved out of state 3 weeks ago. Stopped answering Carter's calls. Her apartment was empty. My nephew hadn't just stolen from me. He'd been scammed. And when he realized he'd lost everything, he kept taking more of my money, trying desperately to fix it. $94,000 gone because my nephew fell in love with a con artist. Fidelity's fraud department was sympathetic. But their conclusion destroyed me. Because I'd voluntarily given Carter access years ago, because there was no hacking or forced entry, because the transactions used my legitimate credentials, they couldn't classify it as fraud. It was family theft. Civil, not criminal. My lawyer said I could sue, but Carter was broke. Working minimum wage. Drowning in his own debt. A judgment meant nothing if he had nothing to take. Stephanie was gone. Vanished. Probably not even her real name. 23 years of sacrifice. Delayed vacations. Old cars. Cheap clothes. All so I'd have security later. At 47, I was starting over from zero. Carter sent me a 3-page letter. Apologizing. Begging. Promising to pay me back even if it took his whole life. I burned it. Denise tried to mediate. Said we were family. That I needed compassion. That Carter was suffering too, that he'd been manipulated, that he was just a kid. I told her he was an adult who made 17 separate choices to destroy me. I haven't spoken to either of them in 4 months. I'm rebuilding. Extra freelance work. Canceled my vacation. Adjusted my retirement age to 70. Maybe. But here's what haunts me. It's not the money anymore. It's that I'll never trust anyone the same way again. Every password feels dangerous. Every act of generosity feels like a risk. I loved that boy, raised him, and he smiled in my face while robbing me blind. So if you've ever shared login info with family, if you've trusted someone because you thought blood meant loyalty, please change your passwords, limit access, protect yourself from the people you love, because sometimes the ones closest to you are the ones who'll destroy you. And if this story hit you, if it reminded you to be careful, maybe share it.
Subscribe.
These painful stories matter. They keep us safe. I'll never get my nephew back. Never get those years of security back. But maybe I can stop it from happening to you. That has to count for something. Subscribe if you believe in hard lessons. Like, if this made you want to go change all your passwords right now. Share it with someone you've ever shared a login with. And in the comments, tell me, what's one financial boundary you'll never cross with family again?